Alchemy, alchemy, alchemy. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Staxx. I'm back. I wasn't even gonna do an alchemy video, but after so many overwhelming messages of people asking me my opinion on alchemy, I feel almost obligated to do a video now. I feel like this topic has been beat to a pulp by so many content creators in the community that I really didn't think that me doing an alchemy video would do a service to anyone, but people want to know what I have to say, so this is what I have to say about alchemy. I think alchemy is a good thing. Okay, let's just get this out of the way to start. So in case you've been living on Pluto somewhere, you haven't been down here on planet Earth with us. If you have been living on Pluto, I don't understand why you would come back. I would imagine Pluto is better than Earth right now. But since you're here, you don't know what alchemy is. Alchemy is like the counterpart to standard. So Arena will basically have two versions of standard. It will have the regular paper version of standard, and then it will have the alchemy version of standard, which the alchemy version introduces digital only cards that have digital only mechanics, and it also rebalances cards from paper standard. So I guess alchemy will be getting updated like a month after a new standard set release or so. A month or so they'll be releasing the alchemy update of the format, right? So if there's a supremely broken card in standard, now they don't have to ban it, right? They can just leave it alone. They can rebalance it and put it in alchemy as a rebalanced version. And if you're tired of facing the supremely broken one deck that is dominating standard because of one or two broken cards that are just, maintaining 90% of the field, you can just go on over to alchemy and play against the rebalanced versions where it should be a much more diverse meta. So that's the positive nature of alchemy here. It takes the heat off of wizards. They can still design and put out broken stuff. And now they really don't have to ban it out of the format. They can just rebalance it, and the rebalanced version will be the one played in alchemy. Good thing, right? Okay, so standard, we all know it gets stale very quickly. The amount of games that we play on Arena now, standard gets solved within a month now. So this is a way for them to keep standard fresh, right? They can create digital only cards whenever they want. They can insert them into the format whenever they want. They can rebalance whatever card they want if they feel like it's too broken. Wizards just should stop making broken cards to begin with, and you wouldn't have to rebalance anything. But hey, we can play Omnath now. But no, seriously. So, I mean, alchemy on its surface, it is a good thing. It's an alternative to a format that gets stale very quickly, and it can provide a lot of experience that we can't really experience in paper, right? These digital only cards, they have digital only mechanics, and it'll add something fresh to Arena. I know there's a lot of people out there, I don't like the digital only cards. It's not really Magic. Hey, if that's how you feel, I'm sorry. Me personally, I don't have a problem with it. I don't particularly care for many of these alchemy cards they've released in this set. Hey, there's my buddy Omnath. But no, I mean, I don't really care too much about any of these cards that they released. Most of them pretty much are unplayable, aside from a few outliers. There's maybe 2 or 3 cards that I really like in this release. But overall, I don't think that any of these cards are too backbreakingly good to play. Now, the problem that I do have with alchemy, and I know a lot of people have already mentioned this, is that if they do an update, if they rebalance a standard card, I can only play with the rebalanced version in historic. So, like this gold span here, this is the rebalanced version. So, if I have any decks in historic that play Goldspan Dragon, the original printing of Goldspan Dragon, if I go to that deck right now, the original Goldspan Dragons will be grayed out. I won't be able to play my deck with them in there. I'll have to take them out and I have to put this rebalanced version in. If this rebalanced version is not suitable for my deck, if it's no longer playable, then I essentially have to take this out and try to find something else, or I have to scrap the deck altogether and not play it. So I don't get anything for that. I don't get anything for them rebalancing cards. Whereas when they used to ban cards or suspend them, we used to get our wild cards for that particular card. You would always lose all of the other cards that you crafted to build the deck, but at least the namesake card or the broken card or whatever you want to call it, the card that gets suspended or banned, you would at least get your wild cards back for that suspension or that ban. We don't get anything back for rebalancing. They can just rebalance whatever card they want, and you just essentially lose your whole deck. If it makes the card unplayable, you just lose your whole deck and you don't get anything back. Or at the very least, you lose that particular card, and so you're out of 4 wild cards, basically. I think that this is first of all, it's very crappy. I don't understand why Wizards is doing this. I don't understand why you would leave regular standard alone and make an alchemy standard. So people who primarily play standard, they get both versions of their cards. They get the alchemy rebalanced version and they get the original version, and they can decide whichever format they want to play. Us historic players, though, we don't get that same choice. If something gets rebalanced and we're only limited to playing that rebalanced version, we don't get anything out of it. So you essentially you can kill our cards and kill our decks at will, and we don't get any kind of compensation out of it, and that absolutely sucks. The Wizard economy is already bad enough as it is. So now you're placing players in a scenario where all of the suffering that has to be endured here, none of it has to happen to Wizards. You know, used to be when Wizards would make a broken card, when they would make the Oko, the Uro, the 3 Fairy, all of the broken stuff that's happened, all the Eldraine cards that got banned, Wizards would have to suffer some consequence behind that, right? If they ban namesake cards of a set, people don't want to buy that product. Like, if the most valuable card that you're going to buy, that you can pull in a set, is banned, it deters people away from buying packs and buying boxes and spending money on packs on Arena, because the most valuable stuff that you can get is banned. So essentially what can happen now is Wizards can have free reign. They can have free reign here with no consequence, because they can essentially put out broken stuff on purpose to lure you in. They can make whatever brokenness they want. Let's just say spoiler season starts, and there's an 8/8 flying, trample, indestructible, fire-breathing dragon that costs 4 mana and it's haste and all that good stuff, right? Seems too good to be true. Everybody's overhyped. Me, as a primarily historic player, I say, oh man, I can't wait to get that. I'm gonna spend 4 mythic wild cards right off the bat and crap that. I gotta have it for historic. Boom. I want it. Cool. They sold me. People go out and spend their money. They buy packs. People spend their wild cards. And then 3 weeks, a month later, the card gets rebalanced. You don't get any compensation for that. You don't get any wild cards back. The deck that I made around that card or with that card is probably now obsolete, because you've taken away the key card that really made the deck, probably, and I don't get anything for that. And Wizards can do this on purpose now. They can essentially purposely make broken stuff to lure you in, knowing that this card is broken. We're going to have to do something about it in about a month from now, but let's garner the money from this broken card, because broken cards, hyper powerful cards, power creep cards sell packs, sell product. Let's get the revenue, and then we'll later rebalance it. So there doesn't have to be any kind of accountability on Wizards' part to not make broken cards now. And that's a scary precedent. That's a scary precedent because now, you know, as I said, you know, we all know the arena economy is crap. The way you accumulate wild cards is by either spending money or spending lots of time as a free-to-play player. And so if you're grinding, spending your time to acquire cards, or if you're like me, where you open your wallet and you spend the money to, you know, craft the cards and build the collections in each set, and now we have no security over, you know, our powerful cards. Any cards that are powerful, you have to always ask in the back of your mind, is this going to get rebalanced? Anytime you see anything really powerful, that's going to become the running theme now, is that's going to be rebalanced. Oh, look at that. Look at that. 10-10 flying indestructible flample. Going to get rebalanced. I guarantee you, it'll be rebalanced. So that's the mindset we have to be in now. And it's not good, man. It's not good. I don't agree with this. I think that Wizards really need to not do that with Historic. They need to put away, they need to leave Historic, or at least make it to where there's an Alchemy Historic and a regular Historic. So that way I know whatever paper version cards that I accumulate in my collection to play regular Historic with are safe. Because right now I don't feel like my cards are safe in my arena collection. I feel like at any point, Wizards can just rebalance any card in Historic they want, and I'm bound to play that rebalanced version. And it sucks. So, my problem is not with Alchemy itself. Again, I think Alchemy is a good thing. I think that it opens so many doors of positivity. The only issue I have is with the rebalancing and the direction they're going with the rebalancing. It has to change. It has to change, or they're going to drive a lot of people away, because it's just horrible to think that free-to-play players that are grinding, spending their time to accumulate wild cards to build a deck, you can have a key card snatched from under you and you've wasted all your time. Or people that are opening their wallets and spending money to acquire cards to build in Historic, we can have those cards stripped away at any time, rebalanced at any time, and we don't get anything out of it. So that's my opinion. But again, we can play Omnath. As always, man, you know, if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like. Let me know what you think about Alchemy. Do you love it or hate it? What's your opinion on the rebalancing aspect of this whole Alchemy experiment project that they're doing? I don't know if this thing will survive unless they, you know, make a version of Historic that remains untouched. There's going to be a lot of outrage every time a key card gets rebalanced. So Wizards have to acknowledge that. They have to acknowledge it, and I think that they will at some point. Just from a business standpoint, they have to do what's conducive for good business, and that's gonna not drive people away from Arena. So comment down below, like, all that good stuff. Jank videos. Stay tuned. Coming soon. We can play Omnath now. See you all next time.